Hi, something a little bit different. As you know, I do grow quite a few cacti and succulents, but also been very interested since I was a kid in the Kentia Palm, or to give its correct name, Howea forsteriana. Now, rather interesting, you're going to get a bit of history. When I was a kid, many years ago, I lived very close to a shop, well, it was a fish and chip shop, well, fish and chip and fresh fish, long since gone. The chased fisheries they were called, but that was many years ago, where they did fried fish and chips. Now, they, at the time, bought several of these palms, and I thought, my word, they're marvellous. And they gave me one. I think what they did, they bought them. Now, these are normally, so I'll show you they're normally several plants in a pot. To make them sort of bulk them out, they normally plant, in this case, 5 youngsters in one pot, and you can see them there. There's 5 with that slow feed or slow water device. Now, I think what they did, because they had them as a group of 5, they split them up and just made them into single pots. And they spread these round their the fish and chip shop. I can remember that as if it was yesterday. And then these were fairly rare. When I say rare, they're not particular. I don't think they're common now. I suppose in a way they are similar, not similar, but they're one of the very old house plants which go along with the aspidestra. We all know Gracie Fields, and the biggest aspidestra in the world. Well, these palms were quite, well, I'd say popular at the time. They were always expensive. Anyhow, to cut a long story short, a few months ago, well, nearly a year ago now, I went to my local Asda, and they were selling these. I thought, blimey, I'm going to get one of these. They were reasonably priced. I think I gave about 20 quid, which for this size plant, mind you, it was a bit smaller then, was a very good price. And I had a look at it and thought, I'd sorted out which I thought was the best one, as you do. And I bought it and brought it home. I'm very pleased. There's the plant there with the original pot. And it grows very slowly, but at least it does grow. Now, cultivation, I'm going to take a seat at the moment. I find it hard standing up all the time. I've sat myself down. I found that if you feed these occasionally, and what I use is diluted tomerite. Well, tomerite's a type of fertiliser which is not too high in nitrogen, and it gives more potassium, I believe. But anyhow, it's a good one to use to not produce too much lush growth, but enough to keep the plant going. Because remember, in the pot there you've got soil, but it's not soil. I don't know what this stuff is. It looks a bit like that the coconut fibres. As I say, the use of peat-based soils are becoming rare now, and I think they'll probably stop the use of those, which is worrying because I use a John Innes mix for my other plants. So here we go. Anyhow, I've forgotten what I was going to say. Yeah, these plants all originated from one island. It's the island which is very close to Australia, Lord Howe, or Lord Howea, I don't know how you pronounce it. Yeah, it's possibly Lord Howe. It's an island where these plants grow. And I know there's a big industry in these. There was a programme on the TV about this all a while back, and they're explaining it. And obviously, it's a big business. The plants are raised in a nursery, very carefully grown, and distributed around the world. And yeah, they're also to be found on Norfolk Island, which is also close to Australia. And I think they're the only two places where this plant occurs naturally. But as you can see, it's a plant you often see in businesses as decoration. Probably don't get watered as much as they probably should do. I know my local, what they call it, I haven't been there for ages, it's in Croydon, the Whitgift Centre. I believe they have quite a few of these, as do display plants. And you can see that, you know, they probably lack a bit of sunlight as well. I find it's good. Well, this one is, as you can see, is grown next to a window which gets a bit of sun. Not too much direct sun, but a little bit. I think it prefers that, and that's where I grow this. And water it. I don't keep it too wet, but don't let it dry out completely. But just give it enough water so it doesn't drain out the base of the pot, so your feet are not sort of sitting in water, or should I say the roots sitting in water. Anyhow, I think that's more or less all I've got to say about this. It's just something that I thought, oh yeah, I'll make a change from telephones, from cacti, from bulbs, from moans and groans. So there we are, recapping. This is Howea forsteriana, plant from Lord Howe Island. That's where it gets its Latin name from, Howea. Where the name Kentia came from, I've got no ideas, but I suppose these in the trade are known more as a Kentia Palm, and that's Kentia. So what the connection is there, I don't know, but that is the particular palm we're talking about. Anyhow, that's more or less all I've got to say about that one. I'm just hoping it will carry on growing. It grows very slowly, and I mean slowly. And some people say they're easy. I say no, they're not. That's my personal opinion. But anyhow, I'm going to finish jabbering away. I thought I'd put it up as something a bit different. So thanks again. Any comments, please mention. Questions, ask. So thanks again. Thank you.